And in my other life and job, I do a lot of traveling. And I'll explain one thing. This is also the Egyptian theme. And what you need to know to translate this poem is that the Egyptians also believed that when we died, in order to get into the Ba, to get to heaven, you had to have your heart weighed against a feather. And if the heart was heavier than the feather, you got eaten by this crocodile god that was sitting over on the other side of the scale. So this sort of talks to us about leaving our egos behind us as we go through life. This is called business class. Also interesting to sort of think about what class you go to heaven in, you know. I see some friends in the back. Hi. Business class. In big reclining seats, we lie bundled in blankets like a flying morgue, 5 by 5, LA to Melbourne. In the indigo glow of our individual entertainment screens, we sleep exhausted, flip through 50 multilingual channels. Please, no more hot roasted nuts, smoked salmon, chef-endorsed, entrees with matching wines. The port, the aged cheese, and the duty-free did us in. Our bodies are comfy and with special booties issued from our little ditty kits. We hurtle supine across the Pacific, unconsciously crossing the international date line, losing a day of our lives. Perhaps it fell into some volcanic fold between the atolls and tectonic plates in a deep sea crevice in the moonlit coral sea. What of our final journey when we pass through the glass darkly, losing all time? Can we honestly fill out that customs form declaring our heart weighs less than a feather? Will we be traveling in business class together? Okay, when you get at the end of that 14 or 15 hour ride, there's some great things out in Asia, and this is the time of the year that I love to go to Asia. I've been trying to internationalize my company. Asia's not only a great boondoggle, but it's also warmer there. It's summer down in this part of the world. Last year we were in New Zealand, and if you've ever been there, it is an environmental wonder. The people have really preserved it. I'm just how they have resisted the pressures of development. I think we here in Atlanta could take a great lesson from what the people in New Zealand have done, and I highly recommend it, particularly this time of the year. This is a poem about a glacier, and if you've ever been close to a glacier, they're alive. They seem alive. And this is also a comment on geological time. It's called On the Fox Glacier. Icy spines shimmer white up its back to the New Zealand mountain top. Like an old frozen dragon regurgitated from the lowest rungs of Dante's hell, a holdover from the Ice Age. It defends its turf on a warming planet. Its breath chills the entire valley it sculpts, even browns tree ferns in the rainforest below. The size of its cavernous cerulean mouth and crevices awe. A little gray and dirty around the edges as it devours boulders and reduces them to gravel grist for the milky lapidary melt spilling down its excavation site. This river of ice, the pack of over 100,000 years of snow, advances winters and retreats summers in a geological rhythm confounding conventional time. It wears down defiant granite, grinding it into smooth submission, determined like its ancestors who polished Central Park and Yosemite, all vassals from the kingdom of cold. And you got to Contrast New Zealand and Australia with those vast spaces and population. In New Zealand, there are 3 million people and 40 million sheep, with Hong Kong and China and the growth and the go, and just the weight of humanity and the problem of dealing with the amount of humanity that is there. And this is a sketch of Hong Kong. Hong Kong's a spew of silver and glass towers, stainless steel posts that overpopulate mountainsides, the mountainsides rimming its bay. Bound together by concrete ribbons of roads and ramps, is kinetic with crowds, double-deck buses, rickshaws, and red-checkered cabs whose back doors pop open to salute you. Here, great container ships tended by lighters and tugs play dodge with junks and the Star Ferry in a blue-green bay being filled in for more buildings. Pedestrian ramps and bridges are scary, or a scurry of shoppers between malls and tall towers. A twisted beggar has managed to climb onto a walkway at rush hour and blows on his little plastic pipe. He plays no particular tune. A worn hat seated with a few coins and his contorted body keep him from being trampled. Weary, he crawls back to his corner of blankets and rags next to a steaming noodle shop behind all this glitter and go.